Welcome, fellow agents, to this Roll for Crit playthrough of Detective, a modern crime board game. We're actually going to play through the new free case they've added online, so you can either watch and see if you like what you see and maybe buy the base game, watch our reviews of both that and the LA expansion, or maybe click the link down below and play it yourself.
Yeah, you don't even need a copy of the base game. If you're interested, they have all the files for the cards, the board, the tokens. You can print those out and play them right at home, right now. We're going to be using some of the base components, as well as some tokens that maybe from the special pre-order bonus, they're a little maybe fancier than what you get in the normal base, but same function, essentially.
More or less, yes.
So the name of the case is Natural Causes. And without further ado, we're going to get right into it. We haven't played this before, so you will see exactly how smart we are based on this episode. All right, so I'm going to read the introduction. Of course, if you don't know also, this game uses technology interaction heavily, so we'll be using a website, we'll be doing a lot of different things as this goes on. Now, we're in the Antares headquarters. It is April 14th, 2019 at 8 a.m. When you enter the briefing room on the first floor, Delaware, that's our commander, is already there waiting for you. Photos and documents are already displayed on the wall monitors. The file folder's name is Campus 19. We've caught another unusual case, Delaware says when all team members are in the room. This time the FBI itself contacted us. He sees the surprise on your faces, then smiles and nods. Interesting, right? But first things first. Yesterday, the body of Professor Calvin Higgs was found in his lab at the Biology Institute, which shares some rooms with the Forensic Science Department of Virginia Commonwealth University. A photo of 3 scientists posing in a lab appears on the Antares screens. Higgs is the one on the right. He's the youngest. Next to him are Professor Joel Volsky, and Professor Zellinger. They all work at the Biology Institute. Higgs was by all accounts an outstanding scientist, as well as an FBI consultant. At first glance, his death looked accidental, but due to his association with the Bureau, the FBI arranged through back channels for a detailed autopsy. It turns out that someone probably helped Higgs leave this world. The Bureau doesn't want to publicize his work for them, and they don't trust the local authorities to handle the investigation, which is why we're taking over the case. Photos of the university campus and its neighborhood appear on the monitors. We've booked rooms for the team at the Buena Vista Motel on East 29th Street, near the campus.
That's a good hotel.
Oh yeah, it's nice. They got room service. It will serve as your base of operations while you investigate. Find out who murdered Higgs and why. I want a preliminary report in 3 days. Good luck. Okay. Special rules. For the purpose of this case, the courthouse will now be the campus. And other than that, we don't need any investigator tiles. We're not using any special characters. We just have a pool of tokens we can use. We also have 2 authority tokens. Oh, you've already done that. Great.
Yes, I did.
And our goal is to find out who murdered Professor Higgs and why.
I think it was the bees getting revenge.
All right, let me enter that into the database. No, I'm sorry. We have 3 days to solve the case, and if we get 4 stresses, we lose.
Okay.
That is our limit of stress.
So I'm just going to put all the rest away.
That's right. We won't need that many. So here are some leads that we have that we can investigate right off the bat.
All right.
So first of all, we can examine the medical examiner's report in the dissecting room. So examiner's report, that's number 101, and that's in the lab.
So examiner's report, you said?
That's correct. We can check out the crime scene. The crime scene is at 102.
What location?
Campus.
Okay.
Makes sense. That's where he was murdered. We can contact the FBI about the nature of Higgs's work. That is at headquarters, and that's 103. And we can talk to local police about their initial investigation into the case, police station 104. So I think we'll probably both agree that we're already at headquarters. Why not just start with headquarters? So let's find, we're using all the PDF on our phone today, so we'll put the cards up on the screen for you. We don't have real cards.
All right, so 103 was it?
That's right, we're contacting the FBI.
Using an encrypted line, you contact Robert Miller, who is managing a project Higgs used to work on at the FBI field office in Chicago. All right, read other 103.
Whoa.
Oh, we have a video.
All right, so other at 103 is a video. So we'll play this. Yeah, we can show the video.
Hello, this is Agent Robert Miller. It's a pleasure to speak with you. I worked with Calvin Higgs over the past 8 months. Now, I can't go into much detail about our work unless you get the appropriate clearance, but what I can say is that our project involved dactyloscopy and how different variables affected the accuracy of the results. On April 12th, our servers logged 3 failed login attempts from Calvin Higgs' account. This was at 6:08 p.m., 6:09 p.m., and 6:13 p.m. This caused the servers to lock the account and notify our system administrator, who then in turn alerted me. The next morning, on April 13th, after verifying that Calvin had not attempted to contact me or anyone else about access to his account, I tried to get in touch with him. This was around 8:30 in the morning. After 3 attempts to reach him, I flagged the account so that it could not be reactivated without my explicit permission, since at this point we had suspected a security breach. It was about an hour later that I was notified that Calvin was found dead. I do feel obliged to tell you that on April 11th, Calvin did reach out to our field office requesting some measure of personal protection. I'm sorry, but without further authorization, I can't share any more details than that.
Okay, that was a lot.
Okay.
You wrote some things down.
Yes. April 11th, he asked for protection. April 12th is all the failed logins to his account. 13th at 8:30 a.m., tried to reach him, couldn't find him. 9:30, found dead.
So, do we want to stick around at headquarters and try to find out what else we can find? I'm curious about the protection.
Sorry, what was his thing he worked on?
I don't know. Didn't you write notes down?
That's the one thing I missed.
Is that our project involved dactyloscopy?
Sorry, deck philosophy?
Decaloctomy? I do not know what that word is.
I need the Wi-Fi symbol.
Yeah, I would Google it, but we haven't been told we're allowed to do that. So it sounds like we may want to, if we want to know what that is, since we don't.
Spend the 2 stars.
Well, he said something about how the variable, I don't know if that is the actual research, like how different variables are.
That protection, though, seems pretty important.
I think that that's probably important. That cost us 2 stars?
No, the protection's 1.
I think it's, I mean, even if it does cost, like usually the things that cost stars are important.
So which one do you want to go for?
I'm personally more curious about the protection request.
As am I.
Okay, then let's.
All right, so we're going to spend a star. And I read 109. When you log into Antares, you find confirmation from Delaware that, for the purpose of the investigation, the FBI has shared Higgs' request for protection. On April 10th, 2019, right before midnight, I was attacked on the grounds of the university by Paolo Luto, Casino Royale's chief of security. The next assault will likely take place on April 17th, 2019, around midnight. Even though the incident mentioned above concerns my personal relation with that person, I request temporary protection as soon as possible. Moreover, taking into consideration the secrecy of my service with the FBI, I do not want to report this incident to the police. Sincerely, Calvin Higgs.
Okay, so what's this dude's name? Paolo Luto.
Who's Casino Royale's chief of security.
Oh, and we can look at the back of this card right now.
Oh, we can't. Oh, wait, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Forgot about that.
Okay.
We got too excited.
Only took another hour, that's fine. So Paolo Luto, suspect number 1, right? Probably not it, though.
No, it sounds like he was shaking him down.
I mean, they wouldn't give it to us that early.
Yep, it's done. We solved it.
It's not that easy. So, 109B, you check to see if the Bureau responded to Higgs' request and find their response dated April 13th. Response to your request for protection from April 11th, 2019. We're sorry to inform you that your request has been denied. The Bureau has no responsibility to protect its associates in personal matters. If you feel your safety is at risk, we recommend that you bring these assaults and threats to the attention of the local police. Sincerely, Paul Donner. So they were not helpful.
That was the day he died, too.
Yeah, a little too late. I need protection. Oh, I'm dead. We still don't know how he died, huh? Right?
No, isn't
that's sort of the whole thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Natural causes, quote unquote. What did they say in the original thing? They just said it looked accidental.
Yeah.
So we should definitely find out that...
that was the lab, right?
The examiner's report, at the lab.
So is that where you want to head?
We also, of course, the crime scene is always important.
It is, but it's not like any of them has a...
So definitely one of those things.
Why don't we go to the crime scene first, because if it gives us something for the lab to analyze, then we can do multiple.
Very good point, yeah.
So,
all right, so...
Traffic, sorry. There we go.
All right, so 1 hour to travel anywhere. And
this is card 102.
All right, let's check out this crime scene. Let's see what went down at... Hold on. Virginia Commonwealth University.
That's where I found him, the cleaner says. It was before 7 a.m. The woman opens the door and leads you to the laboratory. The air inside is refreshingly chilly, but smells strange. It's all the chemicals, the cleaner explains, noticing your expression. We do some awful experiments here. I don't even want to know about it. You look around this spacious, well-lit room. On the huge laboratory table, there are microscopes, plastic containers for specimen, blank monitors, as well as files for notes and various smaller things. There is a huge freezer in the corner, and on the shelves on the wall are rows of glass jars. Where you get closer, you realize that they contain preserved human parts. Kidneys, livers, eyeballs, whole hands and feet. I'm really glad we can identify they're all human.
Yeah, that's important.
His office is in the north wing, but he didn't spend a lot of time there. He spent his days here with Professor, Zellinger and Dr. Walski.
I think it's a hard G, but it could be a soft G.
I'll leave the name saying to you.
Great.
Before Walski moved to Chicago. Which desks belong to Higgs, you ask, trying to act indifferent to the jars and their contents? This one! Exclamation point. She points at the last laboratory desk next to the window. Read 119.
Whoa, all right. Let's find out what's in these jars. Oh, wait, we already know what's in these jars. Let's find out what the deal is with them, though.
But we need to collect evidence. We gotta get the fingerprints to get a better score at the end.
Yeah, we can get the fingers.
It's another 2 hours.
Oh, boy. Lab work is slow.
We haven't hit the lab yet.
Oh, right. We're in the crime scene. Crime work is slow.
You read this one.
All right, sure. So you look outside. Students' faces glued to their mobile phones, why, it's just like us, are lying on the grass surrounded by flowers. The scene is beautiful, calm. Did someone clean here after Higgs was found, you ask, drawing the circle with your finger, making it clear that you mean the whole room? I mean, at first, I think that the professor has just fainted and that it's nothing serious. And I have to clean because they check later. It's not that easy to get a job like this.
Hold on. So someone walked in the room, saw a guy on the floor, and was like, he'll be fine.
Yeah, he's just taking a nap. After first they say that it was a heart attack and he died. And now they say he was killed and that I shouldn't have touched anything here. Probably not. But how could I know that? She seems worried that you'll reprimand her. You reassure her that she couldn't have known. Unfortunately, you know you're probably wasting your time here. You won't find anything. You're 2 days late. There are several old coffee stains on the desk, but it has clearly been cleaned. The trash bin is empty. The keyboard is spotless. If there was a clue here, it's been swept away with the dirt. So they're telling us that we screwed up and we should have realized that it's been too long to check the crime scene. But we can spend a magnifying glass token to keep looking for clues. At this point, I feel like we're in so deep. We got nothing. We just spent...
Do you want to write down the further leads first?
Yeah, we did get some further leads. So we can look at the security camera footage. That's at the campus, 111. So that's here where we are. We could talk to the professor about Higgs's final days, the campus, 108. So talk to Zellinger. Or we can go to Higgs's office and talk to his assistant at 124, also here. Those are a lot of options, and now this is where I get lost in the muck.
We got to spend. I feel like we.
Let's look for clues. There's something they missed. So that's going to be 119B. So I'll go over to the backside of the cards.
You sit down to Higgs' desk and open every single drawer, hoping to find a clue. Where is his mug? You ask, pointing at the coffee stains on the desk. Probably here in the sink. The cleaner says, walking up to the cup cabinet. This is weird. It's gone. I remember he only drank from one mug, the one with "Keep Calm and Build Shelter" on it. Maybe it was broken? And the bin, was it empty? Did you throw out the trash? Of course I did, she answers, resentful. But once again, she realizes you didn't mean to offend her. I remember there were a lot of used tissues and some torn papers. You turn around on the chair and look at the computer. Did you clean this as well, you ask, pointing to the keyboard. Of course not, she said bitterly. You give her a suspicious look. Oh, for God's sake, I swear I didn't clean this keyboard. Strange. Might someone have used the computer then wiped their fingerprints off the keyboard? And the window. Mr. Higgs didn't allow us to open it this time of year because of the pollen and the bees. He was very allergic to stings. But I think it was open, and I remember closing it after the ambulance took him. Now we have a new further lead.
Mm-hmm.
Send the computer to be examined by the technicians, 116 lab. So we got our second lab.
That's right, it was all worthwhile. I'm suspicious of this cleaning lady. She seems like very skittish and very defensive about small things.
I think it's more if she just got reprimanded for doing her job. Though I am a little confused about how she saw someone like, oh, he's fainted, he'll be fine.
Look, she's not a doctor. Okay, so that's that. At least that didn't take any more time. So it cost a token, so I think that's worth it. So as long as we're still here, what's one of those 2 hours?
2 hours.
I think we should definitely do one of those campus things.
I think the camera footage won't be as useful, just because I feel like if they had to do an autopsy, you think it was murder?
Right. We might learn something from it, but so what's the other? So talk to the professor or his assistant. None of those sound like truly impressive leads to me, to be honest, but I'll defer to you. Which one of those three do you think is the...
I want to go with...
Because we might...
I want to go with assistant, because right off the bat, my gut is telling me it's one of the other professors just because I'm thinking like jealousy or something weird like that. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking he's more likely to lie to us.
I just don't trust scientists. No, wait a minute. I do. You should believe scientists. Okay. Yeah, let's do it. So where's that at?
That'd be 124.
All right, assistant.
Nope. The last few days have been a nightmare. Joan Silver, Higgs' assistant, is close in tears. First, the assault he didn't want to report to the police, even though I asked him to do it several times. It must have been those thugs from Casino Royale. Now he's dead. Can we see his appointment book? Yes, of course. You look through his schedule of the past few weeks. The first thing you notice is a meeting recorded for April 11th. Lang, Police Station, 9 a.m. And 3 meetings from March recorded as R, Coffee Haven, all of them 2 hours long. These meetings, you point to them. Who were they with? Who is R? I have no idea. Miss Silver, this is a criminal investigation. She hesitates for a moment. Epic's touch? He received a package from them the same day he died. What was inside? I didn't open it. It was a padded envelope. There was something like a cell phone inside, but much lighter. So, we have further leads.
Okay.
Casino Royale.
I was going to say, can we go there?
That's field work. We haven't actually had anything yet.
And that's part of the hotel, right? The Buena Vista? Oh, no, that's different. We're staying at the Buena Vista. I got him confused. It'd be nice if it was part of our hotel.
You want to do some gambling?
Yeah. Well, it'd make our commute easier.
We also can visit Epic's Touch.
Now, what is that? Is that with a CH?
No, that's with an X.
Oh.
So you know it's got to be cool.
Isn't that a channel? Isn't that a movie channel? Epics? All right.
We do have one more hour.
I think we should go for it. Yeah, why don't we
Professor?
talk to the professor?
All right.
Worst case scenario, we might get a stress.
So you were right 1 hour, so efficient.
That's right. That's what's important.
You read this one because it has his name in it, so I don't mispronounce it.
Sounds good. Professor Zellinger meets you in his office. He's a well-built, elegant man in his 60s. If you believed in stereotypes, we don't. You'd say he looks exactly like a professor at Cambridge, Oxford, or some other prestigious university. We're all in shock, he says. I'll be older. Calvin's death is, it's not that old, Calvin's death is pretty much the only topic of conversation at the university right now. It is difficult to lecture or study when this crime is all we can think about. This is telling us he's a low stress level, so
all right.
Usually that indicates he's telling the truth. Mm-hmm. Did you notice anything peculiar before or after Higgs's death? Any suspicious behavior? Zellinger looks out the window, lost in thought for a moment. I was surprised by Barbara's visit. What do you mean? Higgs's wife showed up at the laboratory the day we found his body, looking for something. Did she say what she was looking for? Some papers. She didn't want to tell me anything. She searched his desk, found nothing, and left. You had been working with Higgs in that laboratory, so you must have spent a lot of time together. We work at different institutes, researching different things. In fact, that room was the only thing we had in common. But I know what you mean. Usually I don't like poking into someone else's business, but taking the current circumstances into account. Zellinger pauses dramatically, and then we're going to 108B to the other side of this card. It's a very dramatic pause. Oh boy. Calvin was involved in some shady business with Epic's Touch. I saw him at the university several times in the company of a suspicious-looking guy, salt and pepper hair, late 30s, nicely dressed. They met in the lab, and every time I came in, they left. What kind of shady business? Well, I'm not a gossip, but I understand how serious this situation is. Higgs was selling them some data. He once mentioned half-jokingly that their stocks were going up and that he would have to push them for more. It was an incredibly awkward situation, if you know what I mean. High stress level. I don't know what he means. Anything else? That ill-fated day, Calvin also got a package from a courier. From whom? I can only guess. I never touched it. Who do you suspect? Epic's Touch. But his stress level is high, so it either means he's just nervous about it or he's lying, but I don't know. I don't see why he would make a specific lie like that, but I don't know enough. We do have some further leads right now.
All right, what do we got?
So we can try to find more information about the package by going to the police station at 112. So figure out where that package came from. Or we can check Antares for information on Epic's Touch, and it's an other, which I don't think costs us time or anything.
That does not.
So we can just check that right now.
All right. Get into the database.
So we've got another other. 108. Here we go. All right, so established 2013. Their headquarters are in Richmond. I'm going to assume that's Virginia. I don't know. They specialize in the development of touchscreen technologies. Considered to be one of the fastest growing tech companies in Richmond, but other than that, it is best known for the controversies concerning alleged data leakage. Very timely. In 2016, a group of former employees shared the rumors about Epic's Touch selling clients' private data to other companies, but the charges were dropped suspiciously fast. Officially, no evidence against Epic's Touch was ever found. Unofficially, it is said that the accusers were generously paid to take back what they said. The case was never taken to court. Even though the company was never found guilty, it took some time until it started to restore its good name and attract new clients. Okay, so they've had a shady history, for sure.
Had?
Yeah, I guess they still do. The question is, presumably that specifically ties into our guy, but how is the question?
Well, the question is, what was he selling?
Right, yeah. Data?
Because, I mean, he was bragging about selling data.
Yeah, so what,
Also, we're going to do touchscreens. What else we do in the marketplace? Selling data, yeah, that's...
Hey, that's what the big bucks are in these days. Well, so that's the end of our day.
It is.
So we can kind of, I think they suggest you do a little brief review of what we have going on right now.
So...
We basically don't know that much.
What we know is the window was open and he hates having the window open. His mug is missing. A bunch of papers are in the trash, is now gone, and his wife was looking for papers.
Mm-hmm. And presumably, maybe whoever broke in was looking for something on his computer, because the keyboard was wiped clean.
Right,
so
and the 3 failed attempts.
Right, so trying to find information.
He did something with Casino Royale, but I think that's just him needing money, because that's why he's working with Epic Touch for money reasons. I think he has a gambling problem.
Yeah.
Assuming I can take the leap of faith of Casino Royale is a casino.
He was actually going to watch the James Bond movie. It's one of his favorites.
Of course.
All right, so we're still, the one thing we definitely got to hit that lab tomorrow.
Well, one other thing we know.
Yeah.
There's an excellent continental breakfast at the hotel.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what we're hitting up now. All right, so day 2. So... We're back at 8 a.m., back at headquarters. Is there anything at headquarters we need to do?
Not with we need 2 stars for it.
Oh, so if we get a star, then maybe on day 3, we'll get try it. I think the lab Yeah, I mean, it always takes forever to go
I mean, we
there,
still
but
need to know how the hell he died.
it's pretty important to get an autopsy
I think we
report.
got to start there.
Yeah, that was one of our things.
The first card.
Yeah. 101, it's usually a good indication.
Now, which is very rare in detective, this only costs us an hour.
Oh, yeah. Usually the lab work can sometimes really slow you down.
It's almost guaranteed 3 hours.
It's a simple case. They're trying to go easy on us.
Silence fills the empty discussion room. You wait there for Higgs' autopsy report. Sorry, the Higgs autopsy report.
There's only one. It's the.
These are all the documents, says Dr. Jefferson, giving you the folder. This guy had an awful week. What do you mean?
He died. It's not the best.
Jefferson goes to one of the freezers, opens it, and shows you the body. He was brutally beaten a few days ago. The doctor points out numerous bruises and scratches. 2 of his ribs are broken. Everything's in the report. It's unlucky for the murderer that the FBI got involved. At first, it looked like an ordinary, if severe, allergic reaction. Were it not for the autopsy, no one would have known that he was given something. I see. Anything else? Higgs had an iPhone. Oh, we're going to get copyright strikes. And a wallet of documents with him. We secured them. Read the autopsy report files at 101. There's more, but we'll take this slow and steady.
All right, so let's see what we got here. So, because it's interesting because, I mean, we'll have to read this, but I would think he could still have died of an allergic reaction, but someone else just inflicted it upon him.
I think the difference is the autopsy showed, like, in his stomach, like, let's say you were
something very.
He had 5 pounds of milk in it or something.
Right.
Like,
it went beyond a normal. Well, let's see. Ooh.
Yes, milk is the allergic reaction I decided to go for.
Oh boy! Look at this.
Oh man,
this is the real deal. Wow. Well developed, well nourished, overweight. Well, aren't we all? Injuries to the head, torso, and upper and lower extremities. Huh. That's a lot. White male found alone and unresponsive. Also same as me. Blunt force injury to head, abrasions and contusions in the scalp, laceration of upper lip, no evidence of skull fractures. This is very in-depth. Degree of swelling and discoloration indicate approximately 48 hours between injury and death.
So those injuries came 2 days before his death. It's from the guy beating him up.
Oh, wow. Huh. That's rough. He had laryngeal edema. Histological slides showed clear signs of myocardial ischemia. Look, we're not doctors. There is a conclusion they gave us. Let's go to the summary. There was a pool of blood. Per the report, 42-year-old white male found with vital signs in his office. No resuscitation attempted. Declared dead on arrival. Body was sent to the OCME. Injuries were sustained several days prior, not a contributing factor. Blah, blah, blah. Blood serum was tested for MCT levels, which were elevated, and for antibodies to common allergens. Only apitoxin-specific IgE antibodies returned positive results.
Of course.
Cause of death was due to anaphylactic shock. Determination of the manner of death is pending a police investigation. Oh, we got his fingerprints. So we can add those to our database. We'll do that in a second. Oh, we can look up apitoxin.
I will look that up on my phone.
Yeah,
now.
go check out what apitoxin is, or apitoxin.
API toxin?
That's correct. And I'll add his fingerprints to our database so we can find out if he's been anywhere else.
Honeybee venom.
Okay, he's allergic to bees. Or honey.
Go back to that? That's really weird, because as someone who also does not like being stung by bees, honeybees, like, I feel like you need for them to detect that, a lot of bees would have to sting you.
What is the actual again? Sorry, what is it? It's honeybee
Venom.
venom?
Or honeybee venom.
Huh, interesting. I never thought of a honeybee like having a venom, but I guess they do.
The bees, it's just that they don't, like, unless
they're usually
came across, like,
they're not as aggressive usually.
Right.
Interesting. Huh.
Like, even if you're allergic, I feel like...
So did this guy unleash a storm of bees upon him, or just inject straight bee venom into him? They didn't say there were, like...
I don't know, like, when it comes to allergies...
Right.
To detect that, like, I feel like if they still detect it at that time...
They were good scientists.
Because remember, they didn't even think that first. a hard time. I feel like for the venom to still be present, they need to be a reasonable amount, and I don't think one honeybee would do it.
But they didn't say anything about like an injection mark or anything like that.
They did not say anything
So
like that.
he would have had
But
to.
his mug was missing.
Yeah, right. That's true. So I think we can rule out literally being
you can
attacked
literally
by
just
bees.
add match.
I did
Okay.
it already, yeah. But I think he was not attacked by bees.
I do not think it was natural causes. I have a strange sinking suspicion that this will not end in natural causes.
The title lied to us. All right, so there was more on that card, I believe.
Oh yeah.
We're still not done with the lab.
All right. Examine the iPhone and other documents. Other 101.
Oh boy. All right, we got a register of his phone calls. All right, so he got a missed call from Ludo. Paolo Ludo tried to call him. Apparently he knew his number.
Who's that again? Sorry.
That was the guy who beat him up, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. Yeah. No.
Yeah. 3 missed calls from an unknown.
That might be the FBI trying. What time was that? Around 8:30.
Yeah.
I think that was the FBI. Yeah, that's when they tried to reach him.
Okay. So we're going backwards from most recent. Violet. He spoke to someone named Violet. I don't.
Barbara was his wife. I don't think was Violet his assistant.
Assistant? No, you said something else. I think.
124. We can look back at cards.
Yeah, you're allowed to look back.
Because it said her name on the card. No, she's Joanne Silver.
Yeah. Interesting. So you don't know who Violet is yet. Different color. Ludo tried to call again multiple times. He finally talked to Ludo at 9:30. He did talk to Ludo early. I forgot it's going
10th.
backwards. On the 10th for a minute. Probably said, don't call me anymore. And that was it.
Violet again.
Yeah, so Violet is interesting.
Violet might be a code name, and maybe that's our friend from Touch.
Right, could be. And then he made calls to Lang and Richardson.
Something the FBI guy we talked to?
Lang might be, who were the other scientists? Zellinger and Volsky. No, not them. Lang might be FBI. Richardson might be FBI. We have further leads. One of them is another other. So we can look at that after this. We can call Violet and because we have their numbers. So we can call Violet and find out who she is. We don't need to do any research, we can just ask her. That's 107 campus. Oh, she's at the campus. Interesting. Call Ludo, 110 fieldwork. Call
110 is Ludo?
Yes.
That's
the casino as well. Interesting. Oh, I guess he works there.
Yeah, but it's interesting that
is he security?
He said they had security there.
I missed that. Okay, makes sense. We can call Richardson, that's 117 field work. We have that too.
So Richardson's the guy who works
from
at
Epic's Touch. And then Lang is the police department, 123.
That one we don't have.
Let's see what other 101B is. Violet Seed. That's not a great name. 27, Michigan, works at the Von Kahn Library next to the university. Ludo.
He has made a lot of...
Yeah. Affair?
That's why the wife was looking for the divorce papers.
Or just trying to find evidence.
Something along the... Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's something. Ludo, we know. Richardson, former CIA... works for Epic's Touch.
Now, if you've played detective, you know to be very worrisome of anyone who says former in their title.
Yeah, that could be bad. So, okay. We're in the lab right now. There's nothing else to do here, right?
There's one more thing.
Oh.
That's what I remember? The computer.
Examine the computer.
I think we should do that.
Yeah,
It's still in the
absolutely.
morning.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that's...
After that, though, we can discuss where we should go after that.
yeah, and we will. Oh, we will.
Oh, we will.
All right.
Oh, wait, I think there's... Let me make sure there wasn't any more on that card. Yes, there is more.
This is a big card.
Yeah. We can spend a talk bubble to ask Jefferson about apitoxin. So we can actually find out, should it be in this body?
It's for, which token do we spend? A speech bubble?
Speech.
I would say no normally, except I feel like this is a shorter case, so we might as well use the tokens for it.
Yeah, you know what? Let's go for it.
Let's see what they say. Bee venom is very toxic, Jefferson explains. It's dangerous even for those who aren't allergic. It's a strong allergen that can be stored in crystalline form. It dissolves in water. It contains histamine, dopamine, melatonin. Jefferson enumerates a few more spine-chilling names, but you ignore him. You remember 2 facts. The venom can be stored, and it dissolves in water.
I think this goes
Pretty
with
much
our
confirms what we think.
Yeah.
So, computer. Let's have them analyze that, because clearly there's something important.
Well, it might not be him.
What do you mean?
Someone else could be analyzed in the computer. It's at the lab, but...
Someone will get to the bottom of this for us.
All right. 2 hours. So 3 hours total for 2 things. That's still very good.
Not too bad. I'll take it.
I'm sharing my screen. Do you see it? Philip Bourne asks from the Antares laboratory. Yes, we can see your screen.
We see it.
All right. Let's get to it. First of all, someone deleted the browser history.
Classic.
That was actually in his last will. Of course, he or she didn't know how to do this properly, so I've restored all of it. Higgs mostly visited the website of his project with the FBI. The last successful login was April 12th at 3:32. So that was before all the attempts. The attempts were at 6 at night. He worked for almost 2 hours. The system automatically logged him out at 5:20 p.m. due to lack of user activity. But look here, a new tab was created at 6:02, followed by 2 failed login attempts, then another at 6:08. The third attempt, the system locked him out and automatically alerted. An automatic alert was sent to someone at the FBI. I've talked to Robert Miller, who received the alert. Here's something more. Higgs also spent a lot of time on the Virginia State Police servers, where he had access... Okay. I gotta write this down. To case.
Do you want me to read it while you write it?
No, I got it.
Okay, you got it.
190511/VA/031. The lead investigator on that case was Lang. I called the police station and learned Higgs was helping with something to do with fingerprints. Something wasn't right, but Lang didn't want to discuss it on the phone. You should probably go there and talk to him in person. We have things.
Now, I'm just remembering that weird word that we couldn't understand. Did it kind of, remember he said that they were studying?
Oh, yeah?
Did it kind of sound like dactyl? And isn't that like...
Touching, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe that's what that was? Latin roots and such.
He's selling fingerprints.
Oh, that's the data. Oh, getting to people's phones. Oh, I like this.
All right.
Taking notes.
Further leads. Get information from the FBI about what Higgs was working on. Spend 1 star, 106. Oh, only 1 star.
That's what we got.
Well, it was 2 before.
Oh, it's the same thing?
Yeah, this says spend 1 star at 6.
Oh, interesting. So we found an easier way to do it.
I guess because we're like, we know more now.
Right.
That's
cool.
That's day 3. First thing we're doing.
Yeah, right.
Go talk to Lang about the case. We have it. Check Antares for details on the case. 115 headquarters. So that was pretty good. Getting a star discount?
Yeah.
Now I'm really glad we didn't do that.
Yeah. That would have felt bad.
I still think we should save all those for day 3.
Yeah, I agree.
Stuff.
We don't need to go back there now.
I really either want to go to Lang or the Epic's Touch. I feel like Violet's just gonna be lovers.
Even though I think that's important, I think you're right that the other things
terms of,
we don't know as much about the other things.
And that could be like the last thing we do at the day, you know.
Right. So I think Casino Royale, I think we should definitely do field work.
Oh, so you're definitely saying field work, not the police station?
I guess from my perspective, I'm more curious about the people who are involved in the case than like the police.
Well, because he was working with Lang on a police case, and apparently Lang was feeling weird about it.
Yeah, that's true.
And there are 3 things there.
I mean, I want to do both of them, so I'm game for whichever one you want to
I want to do police because I think we can fit more stuff in. Like if we were at 2 o'clock, I'd say Epic Touch
because there's only 2 there and there's 3 here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Beep.
1 p.m.
All
Got
right.
lunch.
Thanks for meeting us on such short notice, you greet Lang. It's nothing, he answers. I shouldn't have assumed. And points out to some chairs. He lights up a cigarette.
Something fell, it's fine, keep going.
Then sits down at the desk. It's a ghost trying to give us clues. This is now Mysterium. It's about Higgs. You were in touch recently. Get it? Touch?
Oh.
That's true. He was conducting research at the university on The word we trying to say. So you were right.
All right.
So now we can actually see what the word is. He was here last week with a hand in an organ cooler. Sorry. He was here last week with a hand in an organ cooler. The hand was donated to the university for research. Higgs collected fingerprints data from the specimen and discovered that the SD data appeared to be in the FBI system. The data was drawn from a case that I had worked on, a robbery. That's a little weird. Was it a system error? Yes. Higgs asked me to take the prints from the hand and compare them to the prints on file because he couldn't continue his research if the hand had belonged to a suspect of a criminal investigation. Read the back of the card.
Oh. When you first read that, I was like, oh, he had a hand in an organ.
No, that's what I was like.
No, he had a hand in an organ container. All right. And what did you find? Nothing. I didn't have time to look into it, and then he checks his notebook. On April 12th, he called to tell me it was a mistake and that everything was okay. He said he was sorry for the fuss and promised to make up for it someday with a six-pack. Unfortunately, the next day I was informed about his death. Okay, we have a couple more leads. 118 police station, investigate Lang's case files. Or at the campus, 113, investigate the specimen in question. Is that the fingerprints?
The hand.
The hand. Well, yeah, so by extension, the fingerprints.
Okay.
Now we have three more things we can do here still.
We can ask about 104. I don't know what case that was.
Ask about. I think that was just general. That was what we started
case,
with.
yeah.
So that's probably a little more basic. I think
I think we're pretty good. Ask about the package you received.
That's interesting.
Sorry.
Although we.
Or the previous. I think we want to know about that previous case.
Yeah, I think it's still reasonable to suspect Epic's Touch did send the package.
No, we know they sent it.
Oh, we do.
The secretary literally sent it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, we guess we don't know, doesn't know what was in it. But
right.
Who knows? Maybe it's only take an hour, and maybe we'll get a little stressed. I don't know. We'll see how we feel. We'll go crazy with it.
We'll get some coffee.
We only have one day left, right?
All right, 118.
118.
I'm sorry, 2 hours.
Oh no! I'm so stressed.
Ugh. As soon as that clock goes past, we're like, I could be playing WoW right now.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
All right.
Every day of my life.
At the police archives, you approach one of the workers and ask him for help in finding the specific file. You show him your ID and explain you're working with Lang on a criminal investigation. The man nods his head and tells you to wait while he searches for the file. Read file 118.
All right, I will. Case report, all those numbers and letters. Case status, investigation suspended due to lack of leads. In the night between Friday, April 1st and Saturday, April 2nd, a break-in occurred at the warehouse located at 378 East 29th Street. Eugene Rivers, founder of Art Sale and the first person on the crime scene, immediately informed the police about signs of intrusion. After investigating the crime scene, it was noticed that a valuable exhibit had been stolen, a painting by Jack Beale, a known artist born in Richmond. The painting is valued at $15,000 USD. We found numerous dactyloscopic traces.
They really want you to...
It's the word of the day. Secured from the padlock, the door, and numerous exhibits to the crime scene. I will add these prints. They are not a match with Calvin Higgs, so we don't need to worry about that. Pretty sure they're just of the... Well, I don't know. It's whoever robbed them. After being notified about the break-in to police, Lang and Christine McRoy set to the crime scene. They met Art Sale's founder, Eugene Rivers, who had arrived a few minutes earlier. There was an open padlock with a hole drilled through its cylinder, and the entrance was not entirely closed. Rivers assured them he hadn't touched anything.
So it's not Rivers.
Well, he assured them. I assume probably not because... I don't think we're going to... Well, we could call him, I guess, maybe. Just seems hard to talk to him because he's somewhere else. The data was collected and compared with all the Art Sale members in Buena Vista, but we didn't get any leads. Warehouses are not protected by additional security cameras or alarm systems, so we can't check them. And people living in the area didn't hear or notice anything suspicious. And we can visit the Art Sale office, 105 Field. So maybe we can talk to Eugene Rivers. Are we in Virginia? I just thought usually we're in D.C. or Washington.
No, yeah, we're in I think.
I forget where the game takes place. All right. So I mean, obviously we're done for the day. Yeah. But
I think it's time to grab some burgers.
yeah, that sounds pretty good. So what if we learned? We know that
He had the hand of a criminal.
the burglary is somewhat incidental, but it's one of the things that he was involved
Right.
with. Or do we think it has more?
What I'm thinking, because he maybe... here's my crazy thoughts.
Let's hear it, Mulder.
Okay. The art store was robbed for something worth, was it 15 million?
15,000.
Sorry, 15,000.
Not quite that good. By a painting named Jack Beale,
Whatever happened,
local artist.
that guy died. Maybe that guy died from natural death, and his body got donated. He gets the hand and goes, oh, it matched up with a crime. So he goes to read this report and realizes this guy had an object worth that much amount of money, and that's why he called back and said, oh, it was just a mistake. So he's trying to get that money, and then he got killed for trying to get that money.
Interesting.
It's a really weird... I don't know them... Yeah.
Sometimes your leaps of faith turn out to be true.
Yeah, I said it was...
Yeah, that's...
Oh, you mean true? And I thought you meant like, as in they really are crazy leaps of faith, not like...
No, I was trying to compliment you. I was trying to give you a
I don't know how
boost.
to accept that.
Yeah, me either.
All right, so we have three things here now. We can spend the star for the detailed report. Oh, two things here. Sorry, that's the same thing.
Dawn of the final day.
Either way, we should do the 106 with the star.
Right, so that's... What actually is that again?
A detailed result on what he was working on.
All right, so we're going to find out... Yeah, let's do it. Let's see exactly what's going on.
You have an authorization, Delaware says on the other end of the line. FBI really wants this case solved. Log into Antares. The documents are on the team's account. Keep me posted. Read files. Yeah, you already knew.
I was ready for it.
106. Research.
New ways of extracting dactyloscopic signatures by Calvin Higgs. The results of the latest tests using GSD-18 are satisfying. This method seems to be the most promising. There is one last test to perform, using decaying skin tissue at different temperatures. Additional medical specimens from the campus laboratory are required. Maybe that's... Okay. All the prints taken from the donated hand, identification number, gave an unexpected result. It was flagged by the FBI database. Matching prints were entered into the local police system in connection with the case from a week ago. Possible mistake in police files? I've left a message with the lead investigator on that case, Lang. Officer Lang is certain that the prints he found during his investigation were properly collected and entered into the system. However, he promised to examine them once again and compare them to the fingerprints from the laboratory specimen, which I brought to the meeting. We took 2 good samples. That's right, I skipped that word. I left one of them with him and kept the other for further analysis. So is this a new? Oh, it is. Huh.
That's the ones from the fingerprints from the body. Matches the...
Oh, okay, so we know for sure the hand was the hand of the burglar. So further lead is we can find out more about the hand.
We have that here.
Okay. So maybe...
I really do want to find more about the hand.
Yeah, it sounds like maybe Higgs isn't as guilty as we thought. Am I wrong?
Might be wrong. No,
Yeah.
no, I mean... Might be right. Yeah, no.
It sounds like he...
Either I mean, I still think he needed money, but maybe he accidentally got that and someone didn't want him to know, and that's why they killed him. But I do think that hand is the important thing.
Yeah, he got involved in this. His research was incidental, and maybe Epic's Touch wanted to...
I don't know. They might not even be involved. They might be shady, but not actually the cause of the murder.
They might have been trying to get him to... they wanted his technology. Maybe that's been... Yeah. I don't know.
Well, either way, you want to go to the campus?
There's some possibilities there. It's the campus...
For the specimen. The art sale and Epic Touch for the field work. I feel like the specimen...
let's do the specimen. Let's go find out.
So, boop. And I'm really curious now. Once again, my leap of faith has changed. Courthouse, right. And I'm wondering, we're going to be like, yes, the sample is from Zigger, whatever.
Zellinger.
Yeah, because if we find out it's from one of their, we're going to be like, why did you have the body of a criminal?
There's some Frankenstein going on, maybe.
Sorry, I'd say body of a criminal. Body from someone who's committed a crime like less than a week ago. Right. Like if it was like a year ago, I'm like, yeah, his body was donated to science. I don't think you can go through the process that quickly.
Not yet.
We're working on it.
Vote for change. We could have a better tomorrow.
All right, so we'll start with the specimen. Oh, we can also do Violet here.
Let's do the specimen.
Yeah. Obviously, the specimen first, but I'm just saying.
I'm definitely thinking
Oh wait,
Specimen, then the field work is my, unless we really feel like Violet. But let's see what we get here.
Hello, can I help you with something? The laboratory assistant working at the university's anatomical materials resource facility asks you. This is where all the specimens used for research are kept. You show her your badge and explain that you're searching for any information on the hand taken from the laboratory. Oh, so we know it was taken from the laboratory.
Okay, yeah.
You give her a note with identification number. Please, follow me, she says after looking at the note. You walk up to her desk next to the filing cabinet. The woman starts browsing the digitalized database. Yes, Travis Hoyte, Hoyte, she says, pointing at the screen with her finger. Local man with no known family, homeless. His organs were donated to the Virginia State Anatomical Program right after his death on March 22nd, 2019. That's way before the crime. Ooh. And the Biological Institute purchased it a few days later. Do you keep any records on the use of the donated organs in situations like this? Yes, of course. Just a moment, she adds. Sorry, the system is so slow. Okay, here. I'll print it out. That's where the 2 hours came from. Just printing that out. She gives you the report and asks if there's anything else she can do for you. You ask a few more questions. You find out that every student and every professor can easily request materials from the facility. Read files at 113. And there's more later, but we'll focus on this.
All right. They definitely are packing a lot into these cards for a shorter case. All right. Let's see what we get.
Oh, boy.
It's the request form for, I'm assuming, this hand. So, investigators involved, Higgs, yeah, that's true. That line is not filled out. Materials required, hands from recently deceased individuals, allowed to decompose, which will end their use as research materials. Yeah, I would say so. Preservation unembalmed. This is just their preferences, I guess. Specimens will be stored in locked lab on VCU campus. Specimens will be allowed to decompose at a reduced rate in an alcohol solution. Finger and palm prints will be taken at intervals during the period of use. Doesn't seem like too much helpful information on here.
Well, I think what's important is this guy and his body was donated on the 22nd. The crime was committed in April, or 22nd of March. So I think we're going back now to Epic Touch.
Well, now this says this request was submitted April 4th. Is that?
Right, for the hand.
Right. Okay.
Well,
It's a hand.
my point is the guy who we thought at first committed the crime because it matches the one on the crime scene was already dead.
Right.
So either A, someone took the hand to the crime scene was going boop, 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 boop. Or maybe working with Epic's Touch, so making gloves with fake fingerprints.
Oh.
Again, some Mission Impossible stuff.
That's
here.
a good scheme. I like that.
My mind goes to very weird places. It's going to not be nearly as complicated as this.
So I want to go to the field then, definitely. Unless is there only other thing here, Violet?
Camera footage. I mean, we could.
At this point, I bet we'll see like an Epic's Touch employee or something. I don't know. I think based on our limited amount of time left, I really want to talk to them.
Okay, so field work. Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, no, wrong way.
Oh, God. All right. So,
I mean, we gotta
let's just start with Epic's Touch, yeah.
Why don't you read this one?
Okay, I will.
Oh, wait, crap. I forgot because we got so excited with the specimen. There's more.
We got leads.
We could spend a file
Oh, wow.
to search the register and find out who accessed the organs.
Yeah, let's do it. Of course we're
Yeah.
going to do it. Look at how many tokens we have. You ask to search the registry in order to see who accessed the specimens in the last few weeks. After a moment of hesitation, the woman agrees, and you wait patiently while the system delivers the information, which she prints for you as well. After a few minutes, you find something interesting. Professor Zellinger accessed Travis Hoyt's organs on Friday, March 29th at 5 p.m. Now we get one of these.
Ooh.
I don't know if we'll need it anymore because they're almost done. But we get to read files at 113B.
B.
That's right. Another scan, another request form, presumably. Oh no, donor registry. Donor is Travis Hoyt. Had organ damage. Decision was made to dissect the subject. Brain, heart, and spleen were removed. Hands and head were severed. Gross. Okay, where's his hand? Right hand. Professor Zellinger, Professor Higgs. So he got the right hand and he got the left hand. Or no, they both had the right hand at different times. Mm-hmm. Left hand was... Oh, he also had the left hand. Oh, so maybe that was what it was. Huh. This is interesting and weird.
Well, no, the professor had the right hand first in March.
Yeah.
About a month or a week or so later,
Higgs got both hands.
Oh, so I guess I was going back to the previous professor. Maybe he brought the hand to... It's a little creepy if you brought a hand to a crime scene to leave fake fingerprints, man.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here.
I still think we should go to Epic Touch.
Yeah. Because I think maybe he's working with them. Over here, please, Richardson says as he greets you in the lobby of Epic's Touch headquarters, a modern 4-story office building. He leads you to the cafe for guests and employees. He's dressed elegantly and wearing a watch on his left wrist. What kind of relationship did you have with Calvin Higgs? You decide to get to the point right away. We met each other a year ago at the golf course. Medium stress. Did Higgs conduct any research for you or for Epic's Touch? No. Medium stress. Do you know what his work at the university involved? No, I was never interested in that. In the 12 hours preceding his death, he called you 4 times. He rarely called anyone that often. We were making plans to play golf on the weekend. His wife didn't want him to. She was planning a romantic weekend for them. We know that that's not true. Richardson is lying shamelessly. I mean, they said it right on the card. This conversation is effing pointless. They didn't censor it, but we can spend a speech bubble to ask about his allergy. And we do have a lead there. Oh, wow.
What?
If we had 2 stars, we could get a warrant to search his offices and arrest this guy. Man. That stings a little bit.
We gotta do this. Hey, who knows? Maybe this will give us a second star. Remember, that's a lead, so if somehow we get a second star...
It's possible. What, ready for 117B?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You get up from the table, and rather than say goodbye as Richardson expects, you ask one last question. You mentioned that you played golf with Higgs. Yes. Higgs was very allergic to grass pollen. Didn't it bother him while playing? No, I didn't notice. Maybe he took some medicine before we played? High stress level. Yes, he probably did. We'll be in touch. Thank you say and leave. Bingo. Richardson had no idea about Higgs's allergies. He tries to hide it, but he seems to realize that his lie about playing golf was poorly conceived. And we do get another star for our token pool.
Well, that's also important because we're pretty sure he was killed with his allergy.
Right. So, yeah, that's true. So we know that he's not the guy. All the pieces of the puzzle.
I still want to arrest him, though.
Yeah, I mean...
We have 2 stars.
It's fun. Let's arrest him. We're almost done. Let's arrest him.
You want to do it?
Should we?
We have to go to the police station.
Well, what do we think he's guilty of?
I think selling data and stuff.
Yeah, probably. We have to go to the police station.
I mean, at this point, I think we're thinking it's Zimmerman. Committed the crime.
Zellinger.
Zellinger, not Zimmerman, sorry. Zellinger committed the crime using the hand to throw people off, I guess, but when the guy used the hand and...
When you say committed the crime, you mean murdered?
No, well, first he committed the robbery.
The robbery.
And then, because you remember he already was showing stress when we were talking to him.
Yeah,
Then when he took the hands and used them and connected it to the case, he's like...
Yeah. I think you're right. The only thing I'm not sure of is, did he literally, do... Because they said, remember, he's, in his 60s, looks like a professor. Maybe he hired someone...
He said in good fit.
Oh, no, they did say well-built.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And he didn't physically kill him. He used poison.
Right. So, the question is there something here that we really feel strongly about versus just going and trying to arrest the guy?
Unless the arts you want to... I don't think so.
Yeah, then let's do it. Then let's go back to headquarters.
Let's feel good.
Police station,
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, no, I already moved it.
Oh, you did? Oh,
Yeah.
Good. So there's a chance we might not even get any stress.
That is correct. So we're spending the stars we just got.
Yeah, we earned those.
All right. Well, we do get a stress.
Okay.
My client is willing to cooperate on the condition that his testimony be used only in the context of the murder investigation, Richardson's lawyer tells you. Richardson sits and stares blankly at the wall behind you. You nod your head, and he begins. Epic's Touch is engaged in developing touchscreen technology. Professor Higgs was our consultant. We have been collaborating for a few months now. How is this related to the case, you ask? Recently, Mr. Higgs contacted us. It was on the 10th of April, and he offered to carry out tests on technology currently being developed by government agencies, which he claimed he had access. Oh, he's selling government tech to them. We wanted to stress, Richardson's lawyer interrupts, that it was Mr. Higgs who had contacted Epic Touch representatives, and that was the proposal was entirely his initiative. Throwing him under the bus. He called us late at night and said he would perform tests for us in exchange for a quick bank transfer, he continued. My client, the lawyer, interrupts once more, did not know at the time whether Professor Higgs had the agency's permission to perform these tests or not. Flip over the card.
Richardson goes on. We discussed the proposal the next day internally, worked out the required budget, and prepared a prototype for the testing apparatus. The next day, we got a green light, and the prototype was sent to Higgs to perform the tests. My client wasn't aware at the time that Mr. Higgs was under financial pressure, and that the access to the research he was offering was beyond his power to grant. His offer was accepted in good faith, trusting that he was not misleading us about the particulars. What developed between Higgs and Epic's Touch will certainly warrant further FBI attention. But you have no doubts that Richardson and Epic's Touch would gain nothing from Higgs's death. He was their door to secret government research and development, and that door shut the moment he died.
I mean, more comparison, I still feel good about arresting him.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're police. We did our job.
All right, I think it's solvey time.
Final report. Calvin Higgs was killed by Professor Zellinger.
Yes, we're going to go with...
Certainly of these choices, I absolutely think that is correct. The motive for the murder was Higgs was blackmailing the murderer. Higgs tried to break off cooperation with the murderer. His death was an accident. The murderer was just trying to threaten him. That's interesting. A revenge for something Higgs had done in the past. Yeah, I didn't think about the fact that maybe he didn't actually want to kill him.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Was it break off cooperation? Did they...
As in he would help with the robbery, but it seems, why would he request the guy's...
Yeah, I don't think that he knew what he was up to.
I think blackmailing was better. Was like, I know you had the hands before.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
Did we know that?
Well, because we know he's in such money
That's true. We
I don't see it being an accident because it was known he was deathly allergic.
Yeah.
I just wanted to...
And he's a scientist, so like he knows the doses.
He should know the doses, yeah.
Right.
And there was nothing about revenge, unless we were supposed to find out the love triangle. There's like...
I'm definitely between blackmail and cooperation. I just don't
I don't think the cooperation makes sense, because he already went to the police, was like, my fingers turned up with your thing, but then he decided to cancel 2 days later. I think that makes sense. He realized he could use it for blackmailing.
Okay. All right.
There is a we don't know, by the way.
Yeah.
But right now I'm a bit more confident enough. Like, even though it's like...
We'll go for it. Yeah. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? What led to Higgs's death? Discovered the truth about the theft of valuable painting. Didn't want to conduct a secret experiment for Epic's Touch. I think he did. Didn't manage to pay off the debt before the deadline, blackmailing his wife. Painting, right?
Arguably... Because he wasn't able to pay off the debt deadline, he was more money hungry, which might have, I'm joking, just like, what truly was the cause? Yeah.
It was the painting if he figured it out from the painting. All right. Only 3 questions. Usually I feel like they would have asked something else, but let's see what we did. We're the best detectives in the world. This is the first time we've ever gotten a perfect score, because usually they require a lot more stuff. We do have 2 stress tokens.
Only 2.
Not too bad. So our final score is 16 out of 18. Still best detective in the world.
It says it right there on the screen.
It says it. Let's close this case. Let's read the epilogue. In addition to his teaching position at the university, Calvin Higgs had been collaborating with the FBI for several months, doing dactyloscopic research at the university lab.
I still wish they gave us a Wi-Fi symbol for that.
Me too. He'd also worked for a few months off the books for Epic's Touch, sharing the confidential results of his research in exchange for payment. Over the last few weeks, the gambling debts he had accumulated while playing poker grew dramatically, while he frantically tried to win back the lost money. Ultimately, the security chief at Casino Royale, to whom he owed the money, had him beaten and gave him a week to pay off his debts. Higgs had already decided to sell more of his classified research and data to Epic's Touch when he discovered a potential gold mine. While conducting research on a severed hand, which was donated as a lab specimen, he found that the fingerprints matched those collected at the scene of a robbery that had taken place a few weeks earlier at an art gallery. Higgs, knowing that his university colleague Zellinger had accessed the hand specimen and was also an art connoisseur, determined that he must have been involved in the robbery. Higgs blackmailed Zellinger, threatening to report his findings to the police unless he received $20,000. Zellinger decided he couldn't allow himself to be arrested for the robbery or to be blackmailed by a compulsive gambler whose demands would be repeated again after every losing streak.
That is true.
Zellinger took a crystallized bee venom sample from the lab and put it in Higgs's coffee mug. It only took one sip to trigger the anaphylactic shock that killed Higgs. Afterward, Zellinger tried accessing Higgs's online research files to delete any information that would link him to the robbery. Unluckily for him, the FBI system had automatically logged Higgs out, and Zellinger was unable to do so. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
I think we did well figuring out like that he was a gambling addict without having to go to the casino and talk to them about it. I think that was the right
helped
move.
a lot. Yeah. Also, I think the Violet thing.
Realizing that was kind of a red herring. I think they definitely wanted you to think maybe the wife did it.
Well, it was for me that we saw Violet a lot of times, but because we already heard beforehand that the wife wasn't in a good standings and was looking for papers and left, I was already like, okay. Then we have another name here that called a lot of times.
Right.
He was not a very good moral person.
Yeah, nobody was involved in this was great. So yeah, that was pretty good.
And we got to arrest another guy too.
Yeah, we got to arrest a guy. I mean, you don't get to do that all the time. I think that was a fun case. I actually liked the, it was a shorter, a little less complicated, but I feel like the pacing was a little, was fun compared to the longer cases because everything was really, everything gave you a lot of info, which was kind of fun. We definitely recommend that you play the game. If you just watched this case and you haven't played it, there's other paths, of course. Maybe you could explore other stuff you could find.
If you did play and then decided to just jump to the end and see how we ended up,
right.
We hope you did as well as we did.
Yeah, let us know what you did and how it went for you, what decisions you made. And definitely check out the base and check out all our other stuff on our channel too if you're interested in these kinds of fun things.
But until then, I'm Will.
I'm Jonathan.
And this has been Roll for Crit.
Never miss out by liking and subscribing, and you can also check out more on our Patreon.
We're also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and Twitch, so follow us there.